formative social media memories.
Just memories of the 90s.
Like, were you on MySpace? Yes.
2000s nostalgia. Who sung all the things you said?
This really is turned into like a chat show. It's like...
Fuck's sake. Yeah, how did we meet?
How do we meet? So I had just moved back to Bury and I was having a bit of a midlife crisis, I guess, and was desperately trying to join a gym. And went along to another establishment in Bury, which I'm obviously no longer a member of. And you were doing the kind of intro session, talking through nutrition and what you're going to get, and then you signed us up to a 4-week kind of intro plan. Like it was very kind of like, dare I say, pyramid scheme, like do an hour's worth of like buttering us up and then right,
got you though.
Sign here, you can't wait until you sign. You did, yeah. I've not been able to escape since. And I remember, the one thing I actually remember from that was, because all the stuff you kind of told me, like, it was like, you kind of know, right?
Yeah.
And I asked you a question, I don't know if you remember this, about, because obviously, as you know, I struggle with my flexibility, and I've tried to cut every single corner I can.
You have?
So I have got an electric kind of massage gun, and I said to you, what do you think of them?
Oh my God, yeah.
And because my mate, who thinks he knows everything, he doesn't, was like, oh yeah, they're just like glorified like dildos, they're rubbish. Like, and you actually gave me some good like insight around how I should use them, and that's always stuck to me in terms of like, well, actually, you use them part of your session, and afterwards, and it helps you record. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And then I think I was assigned as your coach. Sorry, no.
You were mine, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
My life coach.
I'm just trying to think how life has kind of moved on since then. Yeah, and you were my coach, and yeah, we just kind of like clicked.
That's funny, that, isn't it? I completely forgot about the
that was like
thing. That's 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it?
That was.
Must have been 4.
That'd been. I don't know. The only reason I know this is because every time we used to come out of the other place, which, come on, like come out of sessions, and it was the Qatar World Cup. And I'd get in, and there'd be a game on as I'd finish the session. Yeah. So it was late 22.
That's wild, isn't it?
How you associate things like that.
Qatar World Cup as well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. In the winter, in the dark.
Baffling, isn't it?
Yeah.
JMF. Those are the days.
You're gonna like bleep it out?
No, I'm gonna keep it in.
Okay, fine.
We'll get it in there. So what made you? So obviously you had a good relationship anyway. Like obviously I was your coach and stuff, and there was lots of things that we discussed when you were there. But then what made you come across to here? Like what was the selling point? Not necessarily about me, but what did you go, right, I want to go with Sean to do this thing?
Yeah, how do I say this without boosting your ego?
That's the only reason I'm asking it.
Yeah.
This is the bit that goes on.
The witness. So I remember.
Plead the fifth.
I remember that it was a morning session. So we'd got in. So I'd said to you, I want to get this habit of being a morning gym person. And through the summer of 23, I'd really got there, and you kind of helped me, like with the little bits of accountability we were doing, and kind of the check-ins, and just kind of playing back the whys. And there's one morning session, and you kind of said, look, I've handed my notes and I'm leaving. And I asked you for a professional answer. But you gave me an absolute corporate bullshit, high performance, like, I want to...
The line.
And then I said, well, what are you actually doing? And then you basically, I'm going to set up by myself. And I just remember thinking, like, fuck. Like, everything, all the factors there were working for me. I got into the habit I wanted to. I was getting the results I wanted to. I was like, okay, well, this is going to derail that. And I think, because you weren't there, you worked a short notice period, didn't you?
I did. I think it was I was supposed to do a month, and I ended up doing like 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, and I basically stopped going.
Did you?
I think my membership would have been up so that would have been early September maybe. And
that sounds right.
My membership would have been up around the November time, early November. And I just stopped going. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, why is that? And this is where it's going to boost your ego. But it was because I didn't have the same connection with the coaches, and it wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. And I've struggled. I've been at every bloody gym up and down the country. Like, I've never been able to get into the habit of it. It's like been inconsistent, or I've not known what I'm doing. And like the for maybe all the drawbacks of other places, like what we had was you'd go in, you'd have your rig, you didn't have to fight for equipment, you had the accountability, you had the structure, and that's what worked for me. but then obviously the kind of cherry on top of the cake was actually that you got it, you got me, and we bounced off each other, and it kind of helped me get to where I want to be. And I was in that rhythm and groove, and actually, you know, losing that kind of knocked it off a little bit. So I think I said to you, as soon as you know what you're doing, let me know, and I'll kind of be there
straight away. It's funny you say that, because that's exactly the conversations that we'd had away from it, didn't it, when we went for like coffees and stuff, and I was debating what bits of that business do I need to keep and what bits of the business do I not need to keep. And I think it was you that was like, the personality. Like the other stuff is great, like the accountability and all that stuff is great, but if you get, like you said, if you get the coach that you actually resonate with, that's the main thing. And I think that bit for me was like when we first come across it, I was like, oh, do I need to copy this, and do I need to copy that, and do I need to do this, and then did you do that? And I think when we've had our conversations, like we were having just before then, we talk about a lot more than just the gym. Me and you talk about the similarities in terms of like what you're doing as work and what I do, and how we work well in terms of what we do for work and all that kind of stuff. And it was those kind of conversations for me, especially, that I was like, oh, okay, that makes it so, like the riffing off of each other about just the fitness. Me and you, I feel like we've done that about a lot of other things as well. So that for me is where that's where that connection for me has been built as well. Not just coming into the gym and doing it in the gym, but the ability to be able to have a coffee like this and talk about stuff like that as well.
I remember that the first time I went over to the hut.
The good old days.
Which was like,
what did you think?
Like night and day between the kind of the pyramid scheme sales pitch that first time I met you, and then that, I think you might have been painting or something, or it was like just before Christmas. It was fucking freezing. And I think we sat there for an hour. Like it wasn't like it was a no-brainer. Like it was always gonna, like, you didn't need to convince me of anything.
Good.
But we sat and spoke about everything, like Christmas. I was going through some stuff. Like I remember speaking, like, or have spoke to you about stuff in the past that I don't even dream about speaking to my mates about, like, because we've got that relationship, and that's all built through this stuff, and it kind of and it's why, you know, let's call a spade, right? The hut, for all its like sentimental value, it's not this. It's not, and it's not a high spec facility, is it? And it had its charm, and it was right at the time, and it's like, for everyone that was there, it holds a lot of sentimental value. But to a new person,
oh my god,
it
was hard convincing.
Comes to my gym. It's just this little wooden.
There's no one booked in. It's just me and you. Come to the shed. And that's quite nice as well, because, like, again, one of the reasons why talking to you is better than talking to, like, perhaps a new member, is because you've seen, perhaps, maybe not, the vision the whole way through. Like, trusting the process in terms of what we're trying to get to is hard. It's hard for. But coming from the hut to here and having people like yourself, that was like, okay. What was the thing that made you go, okay, I get it. Right, he's on the right tracks with this, or he's doing the right thing, or this is definitely the place for me.
Yeah, so we spoke about the vision, and I kind of knew, and there's loads of things if we actually think about that conversation that you said you want to do that you haven't done for the right reasons. But like even talking about like when you were going to extend out the hut, when you put like the containers in, and that was all like nailed on plan before I went away. And then I come back from Australia and New Zealand, and literally the first session was like, okay, we've moved.
We're over here.
Wow, okay, fine. But it all makes sense, and it works, and it's, I mean, part of the fun is being on the journey with you guys in terms of like, you know, you are building something, and it's kind of that whole in on the ground floor. And it's quite nice actually having come across and being part of the membership and being part of the community, actually seeing it all growing organically, and you know, even the way that you both kind of actually genuinely ask for people's opinions and take that into account. You know, I remember right back when we started here a year ago, it's like, okay, vote on what bit of equipment we want next. What works for everyone. And you know, I think I definitely know that you've had your own vision of where it's gone, but you've taken what people want into account, and we've gone in that direction. So actually feeling like you're part of something rather than... I've never ever felt like a customer.
Nice.
And the kind of... the actual binary nature is I'm your customer. I've never ever felt like
there's an exchange. You pay me, I kiss you. I mean, it's one of the two. But I get what you mean.
Thought that was a premium membership.
But yeah, oh, that's nice. That's a nice. I'd rather people saw it that way than feeling like there's the transactionary thing to it, and it's like I feel like a customer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the if I was to play devil's advocate to that, I'd hope that it was done in the right way, not necessarily feeling like, there is an exchange and I'm not feeling like a customer and therefore I'm not getting what I want from it. So as long as you're still getting what you need from this place.
I mean, yeah, I've been a member of yours since you started, 2.5 years ago now? Yeah. So, and I know there's, like, if you actually broke down your membership and kind of looked at how, like, people's tenures and that, I'd imagine a significant proportion have been long-standing members, and it's the old adage, right?
Yeah.
It's much better to kind of keep people.
Absolutely.
But when you bring people in, there's a reason they stay.
Yeah, I hope so.
And it's the authenticity, it's the fact that, like, I've watched it in classes, like, you can talk to every single member in here about something that's relevant in their life, and you're not just kind of saying it from I just want to feel like I'm, building it. Like, it's a genuine, like, one, you actually remember these things that's going on, which is obviously difficult when you've got that many people. But there's a genuine care to it as well, which adds so much.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons why we try to keep the numbers as we have. Like, as you've noticed in other places, we get the numbers higher, it means that I have to remember just such a small fraction of that person's life. Whereas for me, the important bit is exactly like we're saying, having that relationship with you where we can talk about every time you come in, I'm asking you how work is, and I know what's going on in your life. That for me is the important bit about the PT. Not just giving you what you need in terms of the strength training, but having that relationship where you can come in and be like, this is what's happened since I last saw you. And then obviously you dilute that, you lose that.
Yeah.
And obviously you may know there's working in such like a big company. You know people, you see their faces, you know their names, but you don't want them just passing you by and not knowing who they are. Yeah. The tricky thing.
And that's the sort of stuff that makes all the difference. But actually, if you think about the actual strength training, that, like, it's the little things. So, if I think about people that when I've done the kind of the small group personal training stuff, and the coaches I've had, I wouldn't say they've had a bad coach.
No.
But
I would.
I was just thinking they might be watching this. But like, it's the little kind of marginal bits we speak about, right? Yeah. Like when I'm doing my flies and that, and you're coming and go, right, I want you to focus here. Yeah. Stay in that bit for 2 more seconds, and then that sticks because you've kind of done it a few times, and I think about it, and it's right. Okay, and that's what makes a difference. And we kind of spoke, and that. You dug out that video from like at the other place a couple of years ago, and it's like, well, look at that now compared to this. It's fuck yeah. That was a weird one for me when I look back, and I was just scrolling through, and I was like, oh my god, I remember doing that. Yeah. One of the things for me that I've stuck out. So there's a couple of things that you've done over the last couple of years which are impressive. So last year you took on that running challenge, which is impressive, but also seeing your body shape change from there to there, like. But going back to what you said, obviously those changes are fantastic. But for me, it's getting to know you more so that I can push you more in sessions. So like when you come in, I can see you booking. I'm like, Nathan's, and I get to try these new things with him because you've been doing it for so long now that you're confident with the normal stuff. I can do that. I can push you a little bit more, and that takes from getting to know you more. I can be like, I can be a bit more of a dick, or I can be a bit more of this. Yeah, definitely more of a dick. That's a nice thing as well, right? And that's part of the you know everyone in the class, you know what makes them tick, you know what like turns them off, and you can then go and just give them that little bit of spice and variety. I was going to say I know, I heard that smack as well. It's there, like, Emily was laughing behind the camera as well. I mean, definitely the way you show some of those, show some of the movements at the start of the session. The eye contact and grip. Eye contact, but you can go and we'll do a finisher, right? And everyone's got the same finisher, like, right, Nath, you do this. Yeah. Like, Tyler, you do this. Insert name of a person here, actually you do that. You've got your knee injury, so actually just dial it back on this bit. And it's that bit that makes it, that just takes the extra mile, which, again, if I think about places, it's very formulaic, and you don't get that kind of unique personal touch, if that makes sense. I'll take that. And in some instances, it's quite literally a personal touch, which we enjoy. Absolute hands-on, ego fully inflated. What's your challenge for this year? What are you doing? Running again. Yeah, so what's the challenge? How far? So it's 100k a month. That's pretty good. I saw something in, this is completely off tangent, but I think they're doing this thing in China or Japan, where essentially employees get a bonus if they hit 100k a month. Like they get like a financial bonus for doing it. Okay. Green King.
Let's work on that. But that's incredible.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
Well, so last year, getting into the habit of actually running and being a runner, like I was looking back at the start of the year, I was struggling to do a 5k. Not struggling, but it was like a 5k was like a push, and then I got to the end of the year, I was like, I could do it with my eyes closed. It was actually my normal run would be like a 10k, and I did the half marathon, and we did the kind of the marathon challenge at work, which we're doing again this year.
Are you?
Yeah, which will be trying to get more people in, like collectively do more kilometres and stuff. But yeah, I want to go out and do more hikes.
Yes.
Go and a bit more outdoorsy.
You've got a few more to go, haven't you, as well? You want to try and complete that challenge.
Yeah. And then there's little things like, get to, I mean, the challenge I've always got, which I think will be here until the end of time, is to touch my toes. Yeah. Which we will get one day. We should have a beer ready for that day.
I think there are some things that we just need to let go of.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
But you're doing more yoga. You're doing more. Yeah. You're doing more mobility things to be able to get yourself to that position to do it. So that's the main thing.
I mean, yeah, you're right. The ship might have sailed on that bit of flexibility, but just keep doing the little things that will help. Yeah. And obviously, what you're doing is supplementing the offering with things like bringing Chloe in to do that is just it's been a success, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, I think it has. I've kind of got onto it, and I know everyone that does those classes loves it, and the Pilates and all these little things, which just kind of they're just little additional offerings beyond just coming in and doing a session. The nutrition groups you do in the WhatsApp, the monthly support kind of meetings that you have on a Sunday and stuff. All these kind of type of things just help us all individually. Some of it people engage with and want to do, some of it's not for them, fine, leave it. But it's all those little things which kind of help move it beyond just being a gym you come to and know people.
But those are the things that me and you have spoken about outside of here as well, those marginal gains. So looking at let's use you as an example. What's one thing that we can add that will help Nathan with his running and help him with his mobility and help him towards that goal? It could be doing more stuff like that in the sessions, but that's not conducive. In the sessions, you work hard, you want to lift heavy. So why would I add that in to take time away from the thing that you actually enjoy? Let's find another way to get that thing in. Fortunately, you're able to come to those things as well. Yeah. So we've obviously been looking at it from that perspective and been like, right, what can we add rather than take away? Yeah. And the kind of me and you've spoken about that before, that's kind of the mantra of this place as well, isn't it? What's your fondest memory of this place?
I mean, we've had a good few socials over the years.
We have had a good few socials.
The Christmas social, 24.
What time did we stay up till? 1-ish? What time did you give him a lift home? 3? My God.
We were pissed.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Just then, my overriding recollection from that evening was the flying around the rugby club dildo.
Oh my God, that was massive, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, but worse, probably still is.
Still definitely up there, isn't it?
Yeah. We've done some collective team things, which have been pretty good. If you think about it on the gym floor. Yeah. First few sessions here also. Yeah. Just the
glory days.
Because you can kind of think back to those things now and be like, they're milestones which you don't necessarily appreciate at the time. Yeah. But they could do just the quirkiness of when we used to go and do the boot camps on a Saturday morning and the tent.
And there was sick or frozen floor, or there was dripping from the top of it.
It was just but it was just the authenticity of it. Yeah. It's just you're there because you want to be there.
Yeah, there's kind of stripping it back to basics, and it really was basics over there. We were saying before this, one of our favourites was when you left your keys at the gym, and then you had to go stay in a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, fondness is in the eye of the beholder, right? My brother kicked my ass that night. He was fuming with me, and I can't remember because that's it. Because he was coming back to surprise my mum, so we couldn't go to my parents because that would give up the surprise. Yeah. So we went instead at Premier. Yeah, that was.
Should have just booted down the door. It wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, because and it was just in there, wasn't it? Hung up. That was stupid. That cost me a lot that night.
I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Definitely worth it.
I mean, it's my bad.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.